Yes, you read that right. I believe ERAM equals Gaster, or more accurately, that ERAM represents Gaster. And by the way, I'm using text to speech because it's super late, so apologies for any mispronunciation made by the voice. Most people are probably still recovering from the absolute aura that image underscore friend regained after the latest Deltarune update. But after seeing everyone discuss how image underscore friend can seemingly multiply, or how there may actually be multiple image underscore friends, I started thinking back to chapter 3. During ERAM's fight, he casually spawns image underscore friend to hunt and chase you throughout the boss arena. And that's very similar to what Mad Mew Mew or Pink mentions in the shop after obtaining the egg and discovering image underscore friend in chapter 5. Most people have already pointed that connection out, so I won't dwell on it. Instead, something else caught my attention. I saw an image, no pun intended, comparing image underscore friend to a cat skull. I don't remember the caption, but it immediately made me think of the Gaster blasters from Sans fight in Undertale. We all know what Gaster blasters look like, but let's compare them to actual animal skulls. Most people say they resemble turtle or canine skulls, and that's definitely true. However, if you compare them to a cat skull, the similarities become surprisingly convincing. The eye sockets are a bit larger on a real cat skull than the Gaster Blaster, but the line in the middle, nose, and overall shape are remarkably close. Now remember, the attack is literally called the Gaster Blaster, because Sans is to have been a quantum scientist and theorized to have worked alongside W.D. Gaster. It's reasonable to assume the Gaster blasters are connected to, or even created by, Gaster himself. Now let's compare that to ERAM. Sans repeatedly summons Gaster blasters throughout his fight, like a lot of times, since he has complete control over them. And similarly, ERAM repeatedly summons image underscore friend as if they're entirely under his command as well. And since Gaster clearly made image underscore friend to hunt down people, then ERAM and Gaster are showing the exact same behavior. Now combine those ideas. Image underscore friend is a cat. Gaster blasters resemble cat skulls. RAM repeatedly summons image underscore friend. Gaster is theorized to command image underscore friend as well. At that point, the parallels are undeniable. There's another similarity that I think is even more important. You fight Iram inside a video game, but Iram clearly isn't confined to being just another game character. His influence extends beyond the boundaries of the game itself and affects the larger narrative. That's exactly how Gaster is portrayed. Gaster exists outside the normal rules of Deltarune. He feels less like a character and more like the game's developer, fully aware of the world's fictional nature while still manipulating events from outside of it. While writing this, I realized another detail. If you lose to the Roaring Knight a second time without equipping the Shadow Mantle, the voice, who is widely believed to be Gaster, tells you that you're missing something very important. But why would Gaster help us? Isn't Chris part of the Shelter Group chat and meant to eventually bring about the Roaring before banishing the soul, meaning us? Maybe the answer is simpler than it seems. If Irem truly represents Gaster, then Gaster isn't necessarily helping us because he's our ally. He's giving us just enough power to continue his experiment. It's like a Roblox game host giving someone admin commands. They're not trying to let you win, they're giving you enough control to see what happens. That would make the entirety of Deltarune one giant scientific simulation, it being all my Deltarune and such. That idea might sound obvious, but think about how real scientists operate. Rather than testing dangerous ideas in reality, they run simulations to observe outcomes, reduce costs, avoid unnecessary damage, or sometimes simply because they're curious. Deltarune could function the exact same way. Our choices truly don't matter because every simulation eventually ends. We can't escape the simulation, but the soul can. The soul is theorized to be a device created by Gaster that connects someone from the real world to Gaster's dimension, and then to the Deltarune simulation. Instead of simply controlling Chris, we're participating in Gaster's ongoing experiment through a machine designed for that exact purpose. Kudos device theory, or whatever it's called. So here's my conclusion. ERAM isn't just another mysterious character. He's Gaster's self-insert into Deltarune. He's Gaster placing himself inside his own simulation while still maintaining administrative control over it, occasionally granting us just enough freedom to continue the experiment. That's why I call this self-insert theory. Thank you.